Hello and welcome everyone to Dr. Shirley Live. I am excited again. I love when I have these special broadcasts when I got some great people. Be honest, I only bring some great people out on my broadcast anyway. Hey, I just got it like that. So I'm excited to have with me an incredible couple, and we're going to be talking about what God is doing in their life and where they're at and what we can do to be a part of this incredible opportunity that they are availing to us this weekend. And in just a moment, I'm going to bring them on. And I'm just so excited. I met them so many years ago. We started working together and partnering together throughout all these years. Be since then, against maybe 2009 or whatever, 12. Bottom line is they're good people, and I want you to stay right where you are because we want to make sure, number one, before we bring them up, that everything is working. So let me put my glasses on, and I need to make sure my feeds are working. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to stay tuned for about a minute or so. I need you to share the broadcast. Do me a just do what you do best. Y'all know how to share. So I need you to go, if you're watching this on LinkedIn, we on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, we on Instagram. We need you to share the broadcast. Do me a favor, take another minute. That's all I'm gonna do because we're not gonna be out here long. I already know these people come with the goods. I said they got the bazooka with that. They got, hey, whatever. They come in to fire this thing off today and get you fired up about what God is getting ready to do this weekend. I love you. God bless you. And listen, I'll be back in about a minute. And I need you to share while I'm checking out all of my feeds and streams and make sure as well. I'm going to be sharing as well. So listen, God bless you. I'll be back in about Well, hello and welcome back to Dr. Shirley Live. I'm Dr. Shirley Clark, and we are ready to get this party started. Hey, I have with me, hanging out with me for just a few minutes, Ron and Star Netson, and I want to bring them up. Here's the thing. I want you, wherever you are, to give them a virtual clap as I get ready to bring them up. I'm telling you, they are phenomenal what God is doing in their life. And I want you to make sure, let me just say, I want to make sure you know who they are from this day forward. You want, when you hear their name, you say, yes, I know these people. They're doing incredible things for God. I want to be a part of them. I want to know more about them. Would you welcome Ron and Star Nepson to the stage? Wonderful. Hello, hello, hello. Let me see.
Hello, Dr. Clark.
Listen, we're not going to be out here long, but I just wanted you all to come and talk about what's going on, what you all have starting this weekend, Saturday. I mean, y'all been in the game a while, and you all are CEO and founders of Sowing Seeds of Joy Ministry. Number one, what in the world is Sowing Seeds of Joy Ministry? And who are you before we
Yes,
begin tonight? What's going on Saturday?
fantastic. We are delighted to be on your show today. To God be the glory. We are truly, truly humbled. But Sowing Seeds of Joy, wow. It's a ministry that started in 2006. God planted in our hearts to mobilize the people of God, mainly African Americans, but all people of God, to be a part of the Great Commission. And so for the past 2 decades, we have been doing just that, sowing seeds, building up leaders, informing churches and church leaders of the Great Commission and their part, their need to be a part in the Great Commission. Right quick, African Americans only make up about 1% of one half of 1% of the total mission force that's coming from the West. And we saw that as a problem. Everywhere we went, Haiti, Papua New Guinea, Australia, the Philippines, the question was posed, where is the African American? And so we started training, mobilizing, galvanizing, teaching individuals that God has called all his people to be a part of the Great Commission, both globally and international and domestic, of course. So we've been going, and this weekend, hallelujah, this weekend we are celebrating the seeds that have been planted over the past few years. Like I said, over 2 decades, we've been doing this as husband and wife. We're a team, and we've been doing this and going from churches throughout the U.S. and abroad, just partnering with individuals to share the good news of Christ. And this weekend, we have what is called the Seed Leadership Summit. And it's a gala. It's a gala to celebrate. We want to celebrate what God has been doing over the years, planting seeds, Dr. Shirley. Planting seeds. I can't even begin to tell you what God has shown us over the years, and people, giving testimonies. So there are going to be testimonies. I'll let my wife share a little bit, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
Me too. Right. Yeah, so start talk about this. What have you been in the game with your husband? Y'all been married how long now?
Over 44 years.
44
and we dated
years?
3 years before we got married.
Yes, so we've been together 47 years.
So tell us about this journey, how y'all came together, say, hey, this is something God wants us to do. Now you've been doing it since 20 something. You told me, but the reality is whatever. Well, over 15 years, right? Is it 15 or 20?
Since the 90s.
Since the 90s, really.
Since the 90s.
Wow.
And so I will share this with you. When we got married, or before we got married, I've always asked God to give me a man or a husband if I got married, because at first I wasn't considering getting married. But if I got married, I wanted a husband that loved God and that loved the Lord. And I wanted him to be used by the Lord. Okay, so we've had our ups and downs in our marriage, etc. But here it is. We got married in 1981, but it wasn't until literally the 90s that how I saw God take his life and transform him even more. And so when Ron said he's going to step away from his federal position, and we're praying for those that are in federal positions and all positions even now.
Right, exactly.
But when God, he said he was going to walk away from that and start in missions. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought immediately we were going to go to to Africa, but God had us to go to Haiti. and I'm from Miami. so I didn't want to. I wasn't really. I wasn't all that excited because I thought I was going to go to Africa. But I know now that God had a reason for us to go to Haiti first, and that was because of our pastor in Little Rock, Arkansas, who asked us to start a missions ministry. And because of that, our first trip was to Haiti.
Yes.
What got me on board, Dr. Clark, because I didn't come excited. I kept saying, "Now look, I didn't ask for a husband as a pastor or a leader and all. I didn't ask for that. I just wanted a husband that loved the Lord." But nevertheless, when I went to Haiti, I met we had gone 3 times, and the gentleman kept rubbing our skin. He says, "I noticed you went one time. You came one time, and we were watching you, and you were watching us. You came back the second time, and you brought your children. And then you came back the next time." We said, "Maybe there's something about it." And he started rubbing his skin and rubbing our daughter's skin. And he said, "Because of you, I will entertain this Jesus."
Mm.
And before, he says, we've had a lot of people come and go, and no disrespect to
Right.
them, but because of you, I will. And that's what got me. I'm like, you
Wow.
mean to tell me just because of how God made us and created us that we can have an impact in the world to bring people to know who he is? And that's what kind of got me more started and engaged. And so that's the reason why when he said we're trying to get more communities of color, because when we go on these trips all over God has allowed us to go all over the world, you don't see many of us. And
in the capacity
of global missions,
yes.
right?
So y'all started your missionary out of that. You started the missionary. Then see, did you just
Sowing
immediately
seeds of
say
joy.
sowing seeds of joy? Was that name and brand came out of that immediately?
That name, Dr. Clark, if we have our listeners to go to Song 126,
yeah,
read Psalms 126, specifically verses 4 and 5. And that's where I got the name Sowing Seeds of Joy.
And I told Ron,
Wow.
I told him that we've been living out that scripture. So when you look at the history between the African Americans, the Africans, the people of God, you can see a collaboration, correlation, if you will, of some of the things that we're going through. So as we're sowing these seeds, we're weeping as we go. Because literally we're weeping as we go, but then there comes a time where people will see what God has done, and they know it's God. They know it's not us. So this gala that you're talking about, we know it's God, because having an African American, if you will, a Black organization that's so engaged in missions is very rare. And
It's funny. Let me just say, I know we want to talk about the gala. I want to say, Ron and Star, this was a challenge for this. It's hearing your testimony about you were saying it was not people that look like us. Do you know, it's so amazing. I meant to tell you about this story, when you had me to come, or was about a week ago, to come and visit your office and see exactly what you all was doing. And I heard that story about, there wasn't many that looked like us. Believe me or not, this is exactly what I ran into in January in 2020. I want to say, no, 2002, I think 2001 and 2, when I launched my Jabez Prayer Network.
Yes.
One of our partners that came along with us that joined was the I think he was the PR person of marketing and at Christ for the Nation.
Yes, we know Christ
for the Nation. He's dead now. Robert Sean, God bless his heart. He joined me. And immediately within the year of this, guys, exactly what you said, I recognized I didn't see people like us going over, and I cried out to God that first year. I said, God, where is the people that look like me, that's concerned about the people that look like me in these other countries?
Yes.
I literally cried out to God on the floor, because I said, something is wrong with this equation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I cried so much that God sent me to TBN one night. We were at our meeting at the church as elders. We were at the Potter's house as an elder. And that Monday night, God met my need. I cried out. And then y'all came many years later, but I didn't see anybody. And I said, God,
Yeah.
is it not?
And Sister
And that
Clark,
Monday night, around the end of the year, latter part of that year,
Mm-hmm.
I we were at service, and the people and the head said, we were there at our Monday night meeting, and the leader said, listen, we have our bishop over, it's hosting TBN. And the thing was, they needed some people in the, in the seats, help out with the audience and make. They said, we're going to release you all. We had over 200 something to go. I was getting ready to go home. I heard the Holy Spirit say, no, you've
Mm-hmm.
never been. Go there. And who was on the stage that night that we wanted the guests? Dr.
Yeah.
Patricia Bailey, that
Wow.
had
ah,
Yeah.
been in the nations. And she began to talk about the daughters of Zion going into the nations. And so I started weeping and crying
She
because
has
God had
power.
met my need. And then I
Mhm.
need you all, because I said there has to be someone that looked like me that's concerned with the people that look like me. So I
Yeah.
didn't tell y'all that story, but I'm sitting there fulfilling her lines, and my elders and things say, this stuff? Yeah, third world country, because they were training me, my white counterparts and others were
Yes.
training me the language and to know what was going on. And
mhm,
no, but I didn't see us. So
mhm,
I want to celebrate you all for having that cry as well in your heart. And
Thank you.
that's why so I'm excited about you
Thank you.
all doing what you're doing. So I wanted to tell you that same story that you all later came. And I really still don't have a lot in my life that's like you all, that's been that caught that
Mm-hmm.
thing and knew this is what God called you to do. And
Mm-hmm.
so listen, one of the things that shocked me as well that I wanted to say, and then we want to talk about the gala, was that
Yes.
when I came to your office, one of the things that we get spanked with, sometimes is that when you're going overseas, but you're not helping the local. I discovered that when I went to your office, you all was just as concerned about the local,
mhm,
community as well. Can you talk about not just, we know now missionary, but the fact you've done so many. I want y'all to come back and talk more about the teams that you've taken over, but talk about also you help the local area too here in the Dallas. Can you talk about what you do there?
Yes, we are open to a number of churches have connected with us from the standpoint of donating goods and supplies and what have you that we take overseas. But then also the fact that we take those same goods and we distribute them with the help of these churches. One in particular church I'm thinking of in Irving, where we feed and we supply toiletries and what have you to the homeless. And so we've done that, especially during COVID. We did a whole lot of work in terms of working with churches and passing out masses. That was in COVID time. But like I said, even here locally, we are open to doing things with organizations. Collaboration is very important.
and Dr. Clark, I'll add to what Ron is saying that we have a room that's completely set up, and the name of the room is called Outreach.
Mhm.
And it's outreach. So what's in there? People ask us, what can we give you? We always need school supplies. Because guess what? We give school supplies and backpacks, and we give it to the local. We give it to the refugees. We give it to the homeless. We give it to the women. We give it to the children. And we don't care long as God gets the glory. It's
Yes.
meeting a need. We have school supplies. We have personal hygiene items, toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant. We have Bibles that's in Creole, Portuguese, Spanish, English.
Wow.
We literally have items that does teach on HIV, malaria, human trafficking, and it shares the gospel. And not only do we do it here locally, but we take those items abroad. So people are bringing the homeless in here. They're bringing refugees in here. We give it sometimes, a lot of times we give it to major organizations that's local, and then they disperse it to a lot of the same organizations that you're contributing to. So we do that literally all throughout Dallas. We do it in Mississippi. We do it if we're in Seattle, we're going to
New
do it. If we're
Orleans.
in Washington, we're going to do it. We do it in
Wow.
New Orleans, but we don't highlight it enough. We just do it. It's just a part of who we are. And so if you ever come to people ask us, if you ever come to our office, we just try to restock that and we just distribute it. And some of it goes to Florida. It goes to single parents, single moms.
Mhm.
We just do it.
Yes.
Wow, wow. Well, we are really excited by having you on talking about what you're doing for the just really globally. It's no local, you all are leading teams. I went with you all to Haiti, and I'm telling you, these folks, you all just jump on their plane and go nowhere. They're gonna teach you for months what they expect. And trust me, whatever they say, you better listen. Beta, I went over like, oh, remember Beta said, you won't listen.
Yes.
It was amazing how you all just navigated through everything, and you all had us. And this is the thing that I tell people when you're traveling abroad, you need to be with someone that know what they're doing, that they'll properly train you and make sure you stay with them and whatever they tell you to do it. And but Brother Ron, every morning he had the music up. Time to get up. It's time to
Yeah.
praise God. Have
Morning devotion and everything. Yes.
morning
But we're
devotion.
discipling along the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I got to pray, got to teach. We were doing all kinds. You look, just come ready. Won't no sidekick. We gonna lay out and do things. You come to work when you with these people. You come to do something.
Yes.
And so now you're celebrating a gala. This is what is it, 10th year for this particular gala?
It's
Or
the 10th. It's the 10th year that we have been
On this
based on the
campus.
campus, which is here in
wow.
Dallas. So we're celebrating that fact, but been over 2 years, a decade, 2 decades, if you will, of actually doing the work.
And the reason why we're celebrating, and I don't know, remember how you came to the office, Dr. Clark? We have been told that we're one of it's not many African American missions agencies that's stationed on any of the mission platforms around the world.
Wow.
And we have been told that that's so far the only one. So you have SIL, which is the linguistics piece, but they're around the world. So that's a way for them to get in and share. But we literally have been here 10 years, and that's no small task. We know it's God because, that's a whole different platform, a whole different conversation.
So the gala, Dr. Clark, is a celebration of what God has allowed and permitted us and empowered us to do. We've been taking teams, but we also support over 20, at least 20 active missionaries that are on the field. So this is a fundraiser.
You're supporting missionaries
African
as
Americans,
well.
communities of color.
Yes.
Yeah.
African American missionaries, people of color that are actively on the field. So one of the things a missionary said, who will be giving his testimony, his name is Richard Coleman. He and his family serve in Ethiopia. And so we support them. But one of the things he said, Ron, we love what you're doing, exposing people by way of short-term missions to the Great Commission. But there are those who are actively on the field 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years.
Wow.
We need support.
And they want us. The key though, we learn quickly. We want them to stay on the field.
Yes.
As a small mission agency, we pledged to God that we would not only tithe personally as a family, but we would tithe as a ministry, and then we would take another percentage and tithe it to keep missionaries on the field.
So that's what this gala is about, guys.
Yes, it's about supporting pastors that we train, providing for missionaries, taking care and supporting them and to stay on the field. So it's about the ministry, the mission, and the missionaries.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, let me put this up. So listen,
and you're IMC.
We need you all to go to the website and sign up and support. But either way, if you cannot make it, you can still put a little go and give a donation. You have a goal of 6 figures to for this gala or just to help out. Please, sometimes you just need to do a reoccurring. That's one thing I do with some of them. I just reoccur. And I thought that let me just do it. Here's what I do know. It's about having that covering the seeds, sowing seeds of joy. It's about when I think about it, because I'm on some reoccurring, I'm thinking, well, you know what? I need to put all my people on reoccurring. because therefore I have the covering automatically. All if you know you get busy sometimes and you think, well, my giving, but your giving then will always be in place that you can
Yes.
get a harvest. I want people to understand your seed will not be a harvest. The seed is the seed. The harvest is come, so you got to be
From
placed. That's why I did reoccurring on something because I always want a seed in the ground because a farmer doesn't put us just a seed, in the ground to get the same seed back. It's a harvest. And so I want you to go and give a seed. Oh, you can do it where you say, I don't. The one thing about right now, I'm overseas right now. You can see us overseas right now. So give a seed and not just give it, do a reoccurring. It could be $10 things that you know that you won't miss, but it means a lot when 1,000 people give $10 a month. It
yes,
means a lot when 10,000 give 10. Don't worry about the amount. Just put a reoccurring on it. Why? Because sometimes life happens and you forget to sow to these things. So if you go ahead and know you have a seed automatically in the ground at all times, then you expect a harvest. I promise you. This is how it works for me. I said I'm going to do reoccurring and let it be. Just keep it going because then when I need something, I'll have something to pull on.
yes,
That's
yes.
what I want people to do. I just know it works. When you don't have to did I give something? Yeah, you did because you're on reoccurring. And I'm glad that we're reconnecting at this season. And you want me to be the MC because I'm trying to figure out who are my mission people, who I can bring with me that I
Yeah.
know that have the passion, the heart to give
Praise
to
God.
this gala.
And
Anything
these,
else you want to share about what you're doing about the gala? Who's going to be? I know you got a blow shofar person. When you talk about the program itself before we
oh
go,
wow,
Well, Dr. Clark, first and foremost, we're excited about you being
the
our
MC.
MC. Wow, what a powerhouse is coming to just light up the place. So we're excited about
And
that.
challenges,
Yeah,
yeah.
and to challenge us. But we have as our guests, we have two keynote speakers, uh, Dr. Sonny Archo, who pastors a church in North Dallas. But what's great about Dr. Archo, he was once on the staff of Dr. Tony Evans. But for years,
We will go with
he's
them.
Nigerian, and he and his lovely wife have been going back home serving the people of Nigeria in a place called the name escapes me right now, but it's just outside of Abuja,
Lagos.
in Lagos. But we have traveled with him at least 5 times. But
oh,
he and his family, his ministry, has built a hospital in Nigeria.
wow,
Okay. And for years, they've been going prior to this hospital being built, taking doctors and nurses, at least a team of 40 on a medical mission. And we've gone on this trip at least 5 times. And so he's going to be a keynote speaker. And then we have Pastor Caleb Lucian from Haiti. Pastor Caleb Lucian has a ministry called Hosean International, and we've been partnering with him
Since
and
the
his
90s.
wife since the 90s. And you
wow.
know,
Now
your
that them.
listeners probably know what's going on in Haiti. So I'm excited to hear his story, and he's going to be talking about the school that he built. And I was part of building that school in Pignon, Haiti. And so those
Yes,
two speakers are going to
wow,
be dynamic. And then we
beautiful.
have several individuals that we have that's been a part of our ministry, missionaries. They're going to be giving brief testimonies of the impact that Sowing Seeds of Joy has made on their lives and the lives of countless people they're involved
And can
with.
I add to that, sister? Because Pastor Caleb was the one that connected us with the pastor in Brazil.
Mhm.
And so we started
Wow.
with the Brazil and the indigenous, and they're powerful,
Indigenous.
indigenous. And so then we have Sowing Seeds of Joy South Africa that's run by South Africans. So it's literally it's an NGO. So they go to Liberia, Spain, Malawi, all over Zanzibar. And then we have Sowing Seeds of Joy Kenya that's run by Kenyans. And so so you can see the impact, something that we had no idea, but God had the idea.
Mhm,
And so you can
mhm,
see God's kingdom impact.
Yes.
mhm. And you know what? And this is so. And I was sitting there hearing you talking about all these different nations. If you want to travel, the world, and you want to make, for me, I'm in my last stage of life, 25 to 30 years of, I'm 66. So this is my last leg. And I say, I'm spending the rest of my life being a humanitarian, philanthropist. And the fact of the matter is I grew up in gross poverty. And so now that God has raised me up, I think I'm called to pay it forward. At this
That's
stage
what
in
it's
my
called.
life, just to pay it forward to help you all raise the money that you need. I have multitudes of, I have quite a few. But the thing is, I'm here, and I feel like when I'm attached at the moment, God wants me to help you get what you need to get. But here's the thing: I heard while you were talking, a lot of time, Ron and Star, as we clone, that people think that this is just a poor mouth type thing. You just came struggling. Can you tell who you all were? You all were postmasters. Sometimes this is what we make a mistake. I'm in the west side of God. Now let's just deal with this a little bit. All these broke people, just always asking for money and things like. I want you all to know that these was professional people, postmasters, both of them, I believe they were in the area, in the post office, and different ones. So they are people that had money, had great jobs. They were leading teams of people. Why would not God take them and put them and let them lead another type of team? God told us to go into all the world. And so I just felt led to say that, because sometimes people say stuff that they're not. And I just heard Tabitha Brown talk about having the wrong narrative, saying stuff out here on social media. They don't realize that you all were people of you professional people that God called. God didn't just call the poor people or people that's struggling to do this. He brought people that understood organization, leadership. You've been on working with Dr. Tony Evans as well as a pastor or one of the mission leaders or whatever. Don't want to correct me for because this is going out, but I want people to know that this was you all wasn't sitting around and you just didn't have no food. You had opportunity. You grew. God used groomed you from your professional career. Can y'all just take a couple of minutes talk about? Am I telling the truth? Is that
Well, you're spot on it, Dr. Clark, and thank you for allowing us to share. We don't often tell our story. That's one of the things that's going to come out of this gala. We just don't. But as far as our professional career is concerned, I was a police officer for 8 years in Florida. Then I left that. I was a military second lieutenant in Florida National Guard. But then God moved me into the position as a federal agent, United States Postal Inspector in Little Rock, Arkansas for over 11 years, 6-figure income, great job. My specialty was robbery and burglary and assaults and that sort of thing. I thought I would retire, but God tapped me.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to get a job, wear a suit, and make over 6 figures or make 6 figures. So God gave him that. And then turn around and then change the flip to the script.
He set us up on it. He set us up.
Yeah. He set me up and tapped me on the shoulder. People ask, why did you get involved in missions? And one word, obedience. Obedience. So I'm not going to get into the full story, but that's the word, obedience. And I have no regrets whatsoever, none whatsoever. God said in Jeremiah 29:11, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to give you a future and hope. And so I'm enjoying what I'm doing. It's not easy work. Matter of fact, I tell people this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
And I'll continue with I grew up, of course, in Liberty City in Miami, and we both met at Florida State in Tallahassee, go Seminoles, and graduated with a degree. Graduated with a degree in criminology and 4 different minors.
Wow.
And we both went to theology seminary. And then, of course, that's when he came, Dr. Evans. I worked for Internal Revenue Service, and then I gave that up and became worked with the post office, and then worked my way through the post office and became a postmaster in Little Rock. And then I became, then when we moved here, when Dr. Evans asked Ron to come here in Dallas, Then I gave that up and became station manager over several stations here in Dallas, Fort Worth area. But yes, we retired. I'm a retired postmaster, all of that. So we were doing okay. So I was going like,
Well,
you doing
no,
what?
but that is so important because so many people think, oh, these are just missionaries, just one little thing, that they're, struggling all the time. And God is calling people in the marketplace to know how to, you got to know how to manage money when folks give it to you anyway. And you don't want misappropriation. And so I want to say that everybody's not just broke and coming into these, like you said, one word, obedient.
Obedient.
The Nelsons are being obedient. And I just need you to help me. If I can get 10 or 20 people just sow $1,000 seed, come in and say, hey, this is getting close. It's Christmas time coming up. So I know a lot of people give in December. This is a time to sow. Help us get that $100,000. If I will pledge, can I get you to pledge? I'm going to pledge that myself. And then we want to do more. So let's go. Let me show you a website. I love this, what I do. You can split the screen and show the website.
Yeah,
You learn all kinds of
stuff now. Look, was a time you couldn't do all this. So let me share my screen. I want y'all to see the website, what they got going on, and then we're gonna close for the day. But this go out is that C Leadership Summit. What you're seeing is their actual website. Their C Leadership Summit. They got a fundraiser that's going to be going on, and then a silent auction. And these people, you can trace them. Some folk you can't trace them with all this internet, and you can't trace them, and they're not doing anything. So you can trace these people. So I want you to go see what they're doing. They got an auction. Listen, they are doing. You can see their work. That's what I'm saying. You can see what they're doing. Again, I like to say, people say, no, you can trace them. Some folks, I don't see what they're doing. Okay, you can see they're doing some things. And so I want you to support them. Go give a seed now. Matter of fact, let me put your website in the comment, www, so you can just click on it. Sowing, so nobody won't have no problem. See, sometimes they say things don't work, so let's make sure it's working. Let's see, sowing seeds of joy. Okay, y'all having the last minute things to say. I am putting it in the comment so you can click on this and donate. Just all $25, $100. Listen, let me not tell you how to be obedient to God. Don't. But we have not, because we ask not, the Bible say. So I need everybody that's watching or gonna watch this later on. Sow a seed. The gala is this Saturday at 5, and I'll be there. Blowing the horn. Blowing the horn there in Zion on behalf of this couple and what they're doing. I need you to sow a seed. Listen, closing out. What do you want to say, Ron and Nelson?
Well,
Ron and Nelson.
well, Dr. Clark, I really appreciate you and thank God for you. I just want to say thank you to all of those who are listening and who will listen to this. One thing, yes, we are raising funds, but one of the things that I truly, truly want to just emphasize, pray. We will be praying for you. We may not know your name. We may not know how you look to see you, but we will be praying, and we are praying for the masses. So thank you. Thank you. And if I was in Kenya, I would say Asante Sana.
Obrigado. I'll say obrigada. That's Portuguese. And merci, that's Creole.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to just say thank you so much. This was putting this amount. We had to be challenged to do this. This is the first time. We do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We're behind the scenes. We just serve. We're workers. We're doers. And our board and the people like Sister Clark and the band and all of those who love us, they've been pushing us and they got on us. You will put this out. You will put an amount and you will ask people to give. Yeah. And you can see us like, oh no. But God said, we know that it's not for us, it's for his kingdom. In order for us to continue to sow seeds into the kingdom of God, we need your support. And like Dr. Evans says, salvation
is free, but ministry costs.
And I say, and for me, I think it costs Jesus.
I love that.
It didn't cost us. We just have to be obedient.
Yeah.
But we want to say thank you for those who sow a seed. It's a gentleman. 1 bar of deodorant costs $10+ in Belize. You know why? Everything has to be shipped in. So when you give a bar of deodorant, that's why we take the deodorant. Guess what's locked up in the cages? It's the stuff that's the personal hygiene. So we're not doing it for us. We're doing it. How do you meet people's needs? How do you feed them? We feed people everywhere we go, not just feed them mentally, but feed them spiritually, feed them literally, physically. We give them food everywhere we go. And even if it's here in Mississippi or in the world. So like we just say, thank you. Is a gentleman that gives $1.50, Sister Clark. We got a money order yesterday for $1.50. I says, I know that this money order costs more than $1.50.
Wow.
And I know the envelope that he put it in costs more than $1.50. But this gentleman, he does it consistently. He's a young man. That's all he had, but he does it to sow into the kingdom. God, you know what? I said, God, something else. Because something is better than nothing. And that's what you're saying. Because if we get the people to understand there's a bigger perspective, is bigger. So we want to say thank you. Sister Clark, thank you. And thank you for those who are listening. And may you be blessed.
Now, someone asked about the venue, but all of that, is that on the website, the venue where the event going to be?
The location,
but it's somewhere on the south side of Dallas. I do know that off of Clark Road, on Camp Wisdom Road.
Yes.
7500 West Camp Wisdom Road.
So they can go on the website. So it's over on the south side of Dallas and Camp Wisdom Road. So if you go to the website, you should be able to get all the information that you need. If not, there's an email you can use. I'm sure there might be a contact number. Listen, if you want to go on mission trip, listen, this is the team you want to connect with. I told you they're gonna. Hey, you got to go to class. So if you trying to just show up, it's not gonna work. You're gonna need to go to class. You need to learn about what you're getting ready to do.
If there are churches out there, organizations, but churches.
Oh, that's good.
Does not know how to go about doing cross-cultural missions. It may be a small church. We are that organization that can come alongside and do that. We have what is called a missions training boot camp for churches. So we're open.
And we literally, because we have done it so long, and Sister Clark, remember you told us you can write a book. Well, we did. We got another one getting ready, a couple of more, but we finally wrote a book that's very, very short, that it wouldn't be overwhelming for a lot of people. And that's so it is a book. So we do have that. So we can give that to churches and different organizations and stuff. Yeah.
Right. And we can do, and even with what your extensive training, we can help you set up and kind of ambassadorship.
Yes.
Not necessarily your ambassadorship to the cross culture, become a missionary ambassadorship program. It doesn't mean you're ambassador, but ambassadorship type. Your program of missionaries. You all can set that up. For next, you're starting a program like that for something like $1,500 to get you in the game, and then the practicums is that they travel with you on that and get the hands on. There's so much that we want to teach you, because you don't go out just jumping. I have people certify them as speakers because they think they just jump on the plane and go places, and you got it. I just told my husband, and we've been from Cancun. Listen, I never go nowhere out of the country that I don't have outlets for every nation, every country this plane can be diverted to. And it's just life. You got to learn that stuff. You might be going there, but weather could divert you over here. You don't have an outlet. Your stuff don't have power. Can we talk about that? But listen, that's a whole nother story. I want you to connect with this couple. I want you to go to their website. Say, hey, I heard from. Do me a favor. Just say, I want to just sow. I want this thing. Some of y'all got ceilings over your life, is because you just have not sold properly to open
Wow.
up the windows. Some people want international ministry and never sold into international ministry. There is something about it. When God spoke to me and said, it's time for TV. I think it was 2015 around the end of TV. In 2015, he said, "I see TV is going to be in your life coming up soon, meaning next year." That's what it 2016. I know it was. I literally went out and planted seed in 3 TV ministries,
Wow.
and that seed speeded up, and that
Mm.
was like November, December, January. It speeded. I probably on 12 different TV shows,
Wow.
TV and out, and I was on the national and local at the same time. I had to give 30 minutes of my time away for the girl that drove me down. I did. Word Network, TCT, Impact,
Wow.
all the legacy, everything. There was not about 12 because of a seed. I need you to understand the power of a seed today.
Power to see.
I said in one seat, open up four major.
Wow.
One seat, once the power of a seed opened all that up. I
Wow.
just wanted to just say this is good ground, and I want
Yeah.
you to bless these people. Listen,
Thank
I
you.
love you. Thank you, Rod and Ron and Star Nelson. Thank you so very much. I
Thank
honor
you.
you for what you're doing and your calling. Look forward to being with you. It is my honor to be your MC, and I look forward to continue to be a part of what you're doing in this earth. You can count me in. I see one of my other partners just said blessings. Letitia, thank you as well. Sow a seed. I know y'all can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Look at Lynette. Oh, Lynette, bless you, the mother of spiritual midwives. Amen. These people been around here in Dallas area. This lady's new to the Dallas area. I need you to sow a seed into this ministry. God bless you all. Thank you for
Bless
joining
you.
us. We love you. Look forward to seeing you again as I
Amen.
come out and bless you with so many incredible people that's going to follow this broadcast. But definitely share the word, become a partner with the Nelson. God bless you. Have a great day.